Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the perform integrated change control process of project management. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam of PMP in near future. So let's start. First of all, I request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, perform integrated change control process is basically a process defined, outlined by Project Management Institute (PMI) in the Project Management Body of Knowledge (PMBOK) guide. Basically, Project Management Institute is a non-profit based organization which is based in USA, and it's a institute which basically issued the PMP certificate as well. PMP certificate known as Project Management Professional, and this is the institute which defines or outline the standards or the best practices for the project management. The best practices or the standards are defined in the project management body of knowledge. So one of the process uh, basically defined in the PMBOK guide is perform integrated change control in the integration management knowledge area, which involve reviewing and managing the change requests throughout the project lifecycle. Friend, basically we all knows that whenever we are starting a project or working on any project, there are so many changes are coming. For example, initially the customer was saying that he need only 4 modules in the product, let's suppose, and after 2 months he was saying that no, I need one more module. So basically these are the changes, and the basically this purpose of this process of integrated change control process is to ensure that changes are properly assessed, approved, and implemented in a controlled manner, so that there should be a minimum level of risk and disruptions to the project. Okay, so many times it happens that you are managing those changes, and due to that reason the whole project basically become a problem or goes off track. So the inputs for this process, first is the project management plan. Project management plan means that where basically it's a part of whenever we are planning the project management plan made, and basically project management plan is the set of different subsidiary plans which include scope management plan, cost management plan, procurement management plan, communication management plan. So all those things means that basically how will you deliver the project. So basically it defines the baselines against which the proposed changes can be assessed. Okay, baseline means, for example, in the scope document was mentioned that 4 modules will be delivered in a in a product. Now customer want one more module, so that means it's a change. Okay, so baseline means that you can measure the things, measure for measurement purpose. Basically you can use the baseline. Now the change request is basically a formal proposal. You can think this, you can assume you can assume that it's a Word document, for example, or in which all the changes are mentioned, like the deliverables or baseline with the project. Change request can be initiated by any stakeholder or should be documented for evaluation. Normally what happened that changes are initiated by the customer generally, that normally he send an email or send any document that he needs these modifications. Then the work performance data means that the progress of the project, that means how much work is completed, how much work is remaining, the performance metrics, etc., CPI, etc. So these are the things which are mentioned in the work performance data. Next another input is the enterprise environmental factor. Enterprise environmental factors are basically the external factors. For example, the market conditions, the regulatory requirements, the legal requirements, industry standards. So all those are the enterprise environmental factor. Next is the these are the factors which can influence any project. Okay, next is the organizational process assets. Organizational process assets means the organizational policies, procedures, historical information. Like in the past, this type of project was completed in 5 months, and with, for example, with $2,000 budget, this project was completed, for example. So this type of information is called as organizational process asset. The tools and techniques which we used for this process are: first one is the expert judgment. Expert judgment means that you take input from any expert person. Expert means that the person who has expert knowledge in any particular knowledge area. For example, you can talk to any senior project manager, you can talk to any external person as well, which outside the organization. Basically, you are talking about, you are taking input from about the proposed, about his opinion about the proposed changes. Then the change control meetings. Change control meeting mean a formal discussion, like in a meeting room, the project stakeholders, like for example the project manager from vendor side, from the customer side, functional managers, the operational managers, so they are sitting and they are talking about they are talking about reviewing the changes and making decisions regarding the change request. Then analytical techniques. Other analytical techniques which we can use are impact analysis, root cause analysis, and alternative analysis to evaluate the effect of the proposed changes. Okay, like if we do those changes, so what are the impact on the project in terms of a scope, in terms of cost, in terms of operational. So all those factors are basically analyzed in this formal meeting of change control meeting. Then decision making is basically a systematic approach in the integrated change control process, in which we basically consider all the impact on the project objectives, scope, schedule, cost, risk, issues, and then take the appropriate action accordingly. Then the output of first one is the approved change request. Once all the changes are reviewed, evaluated, so we, if there is no issue, then we approve the changes. Then the change log is basically, think this of, assume it as a excel sheet in which we mention all the record changes, including their status and implementation details, to maintain a historical account of project changes, that what are the changes were made in the project as per the change control meeting. Then the project management plan updates. This is another output of this process, that in the result of the approved changes, maybe you have to update the scope document, maybe you have to update the schedule, cost, other documents. For example, if one more module is added, so obviously the schedule will be revised. Obviously, if in the earlier you were completing the project in 5 months, now you have to complete the project in 6 months. For example, earlier you were completing the project in $2,000, now you have to complete in $2,800, for example. So the project management plan document update will be required in this case as well. Project documents updates as well. For example, the risk register, maybe few more risk added, issue logs updated, maybe more issues are occurring now in that case. So these types of document needs to be updated as well. Organizational process asset updates means that lesson learned documents and other information gathering during the change control processes are documented for future purposes as well. Change control board is basically CCB, is a key component of the perform integrated change control process. The CCB is responsible for reviewing and approving rejecting change requests. It typically consists of key project stakeholders who have the authority to make decision on changes. The key activities involved in this process: first one is the review change request. Review change request means that basically whatever the change is required, it has to be evaluated with respect to the project management plan. Then evaluate the impact in terms of the scope, schedule, cost, quality, that what are the impact on all those factors. Then decision making, that decision making lies with the change control board, that they have the authority to approve, reject, or defer any change request. Communicate the decisions to all the relevant stakeholders and properly documented as well. Then implement approved changes. That means whatever the changes are approved, okay, by the change control board, it has to be implemented in a proper way as well. So basically, friend, the integrated change control process, project managers can maintain control over changes, minimize disruptions, and ensure that the project remains aligned with its objectives. This process is iterative and continues throughout the project lifecycle to manage any changes that may arise. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.